What up, world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, Mr.505. And here I am with a new episode of Talk Talk. Today I got a non-comedian, but he may be the next gatekeeper for comedy in this world that we live in and in Nashville. The owner of Culture Canna. His name is Kris. Kris, how you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Good to be here.
You feeling good?
I feel good, man.
Feeling great?
Feeling pretty good.
Hey, man, we woke up this morning, so we blessed.
On the right side.
First question we get. Oh, my goodness gracious. I done left my phone on. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Hey, man, don't worry about it. Hey, let me tell you something. This is what makes this great. And that's what makes it my show. Because my phone going to go off. And that's anybody that's important to me knows that I'm recording right now, so it really don't even matter. So, important. First question that I got to ask you. Why did you start Culture Canna?
It was an opportunity that kind of was presented at the time COVID. It was the shutdown. I was at home. I was already gardening, lifelong enthusiast anyway, and got a little bit of a green thumb. So I was already growing, and I had a partner that I used to work with, a good friend, who started a farm out in like Thompson Station, but he was growing outdoor, just like, just fields, like a couple acres. So he got me in to growing a little bit and then to the science of it. And then I ended up meeting another cat who was just starting, it was like CBD then. It was like the farm bill had passed in 2018, and by the time COVID hit, people still didn't really know what it meant in terms of the science and what doors were opened by that bill on the federal level. So I met this cat. He was a little bit of ahead of the game, and I was able to get in with him, and one thing led to another, and I opened up shop about 4 years ago. Okay. So yeah.
Now, being a black-owned business in this area, has it been difficult, or you had any issues with doing business with anyone else?
No, it's pretty good. Nashville is supportive of black-owned businesses. Okay. In general. I know a lot of black-owned business owners, and so it's going to be hard. Business in general is hard, you black-owned or not, I'm sure. I do have a few good friends in the business as well here in other cities in Atlanta. And so, it's a struggle for all of us because we're all trying to navigate the laws. But this is one of those areas where it's the quality, it's the experience, it's those things that matter.
What all do you offer here at Culture Canna? I know I've interviewed management before, but what is the experience that Culture Canna brings?
Yeah, we are different in terms of how we approach the plant, right? We pride ourselves on education. Just like our billboard says, cannabis is self-care. And that's how it is. It's part of our daily self-care routine. It's how we maintain, and I think a lot of people are now finding that avenue as an alternative to medication or alcohol or something else. Right, and so that's number one. So we are genuine when it comes to the plant, and so we would rather sell somebody something that's going to work for them, that they're going to use and come back, rather than just sell them something. And that's what I see a lot of going on out right now in the whole market. So that's first and foremost. So, what do we offer? We do. Well, we're a dispensary first and foremost, right? So flowers is what we're known for, but we also do events, right? So we do the comedy shows. We've been doing that for a few years now. I love comedy. I think it's something about stand-up comics, man. It's just, it's like fearless. It's just a mentality that I like, even though I can't do it at all. So we like the events. We do it more than that. We do puff and paint events. We rent the event space. So events are part of a staple of what we do as well. Yeah, but now we just branched out to start doing production and the podcasts and things like that. We got the Cannabis and Culture podcast. We got Talk Talk and things like that. So.
And extending on that, thank you for giving Talk Talks an opportunity to grow. I guess using the word grow, considering that this is a dispensary, I guess it goes hand in hand.
No pun intended.
Also, that this man is wearing all green.
Yeah.
I don't know
green
if that's
life, man.
I don't know if that's for green thumb or green product.
It's a green life, man. It's my favorite color, but yeah, I just navigate naturally.
It's okay. Now you're talking about going into production of your own shows. What you got coming up?
Well, so my podcast is called Cannabis and Culture. You're on the set for that. And, I love what you're doing, first of all, because I like that creative energy, and I think it helps me. So I started my podcast back in October, and it just looks at the impact of cannabis on the culture. Different facets of the culture, right? Because cannabis touches everything, you know what I'm saying? Business, politics, laws, religion, sports, you name it, fitness. Well, you can go on and on, but cannabis plays some role in everything, and right now it's big into politics, right? Mm-hmm. So I had this vision of putting together a podcast to talk about those things, and it's still very active. So I shot my first 2 episodes. I didn't think it was entertaining at all, and so I had to take a pause and, kind of regroup, and we'll be coming back next year, but I still got my first 2 episodes in the bag, and I like the concept. And so, I just got to get more comfortable with, creating that content and then being in front of the camera, as a creator. Those things are just not in my comfort zone right now. But I'm getting there.
Information. At the end of the day, that's what the cameras are here for.
Right.
And information is power. Because, like I say, some people just say smoke is smoke, weed is weed, and things of that nature. But you can break things down to on a chemical level, and that's a different thing.
Yeah, you can pinpoint what you want.
So I will say, in your training process here, I have heard people break down THC, HCCA, this, that, and the other. This is for sleep. Most folks just want to get high, but that's not what you do here. Right. You got stuff for pain and arthritis and gout and everything else. It almost sounds like you the next Dr. Sabian. I just want you to know that. No. You don't feel like that?
No, it is natural, though. It's all natural.
Okay. Now, your comedy shows. Talk about your comedy shows. Let me hear about your comedy, because you're producing your own show.
Right.
You got a set of comedians coming in.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
So this is going to be a bigger show. So what we've been doing, like we do 3 or 4 shows a month. We do 505 show. Tony Roney, the homie, does a show. Okay. Jay Flake does a show. Smoking the Joke, Laughing Bingo, 505. And so we've been doing Smoking the Joke for the longest. That's Jay Flake's show. And through him, I've been able to meet the comedy community and get to know a lot of the comedians. And it's at this point, I feel like the comedy shows are part of our identity. It's part of who we are, just like, anything else that we do around the holidays and stuff like that. We try to keep it consistent. And so every now and again, we'll do a big show. We have, over the years, like we've done dinners and infused dinners, and we've done big things for 420 where we'll bring in comedians and music and stuff like that. So next month on the 17th and 18th, we have a comedian who's also a friend, Mario Torre out of Atlanta, coming in to do a couple of shows on the 17th and 18th. And then we got a couple of the comedians that we've worked with over the years, Tony, Belly Button, Crystal with an Eye, to come in, and we're going to try to put on the show. It's going to be more of an elevated show. We're going to have a cash bar at this one. We're going to have a food truck, menu items. We're going to put some work into the infrastructure here, the stage, the lighting, the sound system, to make it more of a real stage, so we can, do some things next year as well. So we are going to expand what we're doing in the comedy space, specifically for Black comics too. Yeah.
You just spoke a lot of information. I don't know how. That's that alpha shit. I want y'all to know that. I want all the alphas to watch this. Just know that. You're black. No, he didn't. Man, hey, let me tell y'all something. Y'all educated gangbangers. Let me tell y'all something. Don't y'all worry about it. Bringing things back around. I want you to know, as a black comedian in this area, we thank you.
Yeah.
We don't have as many outlets as people would probably have. We don't have the outlets like Atlanta has. So when you step up and you're willing to give struggling or smaller comedians a chance, we need to give you your flowers. I said flowers again, flowers. But we're giving you your flowers now. And when I say that, I appreciate you, and I'll speak for every one of us that is involved. We thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you.
We do.
Thank you.
So, the show that you're putting on in January, Elevated Bar. Now, explain what elevated means.
Well, I mean, we're gonna have we don't sell. We used to sell beer, but we don't sell alcohol no more here. But we're gonna have alcohol bars. So we're gonna run this like a. We're gonna try to run it like a regular show. Right? We're gonna have a bartender, so it's gonna be alcohol served. You can buy alcohol.
Okay.
We partner with the Pepper Pot, who are also friends, black owned, and a lot of people around Nashville know who they are.
Yep.
So that's the food truck. They're gonna curate a menu specifically for this show, and so they're gonna be here Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
So we're gonna have a bar, alcohol. It's gonna be an intimate show. We're calling it an intimate night of comedy, cannabis, and culture. Right, so it's going to be a show about the culture, right? Cannabis, we're going to have some food items and stuff like that, DJ. So we're going to try to run it, just like that's what we mean by elevated. Just it's going to be intimate in the sense that we're going to have in here, we're going to have 25 seats, and then we're going to have 20 seats in the overflow. So we're only going to have about 45 tickets, 50 tickets total. For the whole show, and at both locations.
And they can get those tickets on Eventbrite now.
They can get them on Eventbrite now.
Because I will be dropping this immediately.
Thank you. It's going to be a nice show.
It is. It really is. Show. It really is. So, in closing, this is what I want to say. It sounds like not only are you the future of the way that we look at the dispensary business, but you're also the way that you're about to set a tone for black comedy as well. You're giving us that outlet, and we thank you for that again. So in closing, what do you got to say? Anything else you want to plug?
Man, I appreciate that. I do, and it's a constantly growing vision. But comedy is a very important part of it. I like y'all, man. I like the whole community. I like what y'all do. I like y'all mindset. It's a fearless mindset. It can help a lot of people, because to get up stage on a stage like that and be vulnerable, but still perform. I mean, we do that on a daily basis anyway, right? Mm-hmm. So it's something I really like, and I like jokes and shit too. It's like that. So I will say, just like to you and all the other creatives out there, we want to open the stage up. That's going to be something that we try to do more in January. And so I've never met a comic that said, hey, can I do a show there? And I said, no. If you have a night and you want to work on some things, you can bring some people out. That's what it's for. I look at it more as a partnership. And I think Flake and Tony and anybody out there would tell you that. I look at it more as a partnership than anything, right? Because, we can help each other in that sense. So that's all I would say.
So what he just said was, in closing, is if you ain't one the executive producer, all in the videos, dancing, come on over to Coach Canna. You know what it is. I'm Mr.505, and that's Talk Talk.